You are tuned to 24/7 channel of All India Radio Delhi. To celebrate the spirit of sports and Olympic Games in the series Know Your Sports, we are starting a new series entitled The Saga of Olympics, Past to the Present by Nitish Arora. And today we are unfolding the episode 1.
Hello friends, I am Shalini Mittal. Olympics from the past to the present. Run up to the Tokyo Olympics, we are going to bring to you various shades of Olympic Games. Facts, known and unknown, players' profiles, stats, trivia, interesting stats, experts' opinion, players speak, and a very special section in which greetings and messages by the listeners and well-wishers of Team India under the section #Cheer for India.
का उद्घोष है तू ठान ले तू ठान ले तू ठान ले तू ठान ले अब जीत को अंजाम दे।
एक खिलाड़ी दुनिया के किसी कोने में हाथ में तिरंगा लेकर के दौड़ता है, सारे हिंदुस्तान में ऊर्जा भर देता है।
वहाँ एथलीट्स दम लगाएंगे, आप यहाँ से हौसला बढ़ाओ। चीयर फॉर इंडिया।
Namaskar. My name is Advocate Dr. Harsh Pathak and I am from Delhi. I wish best of luck to all the participants for the coming Olympic Games. I strongly believe that we are going to see a great game, sportsmanship, humbleness and humility during victory and defeats. I'm sure we are going to see the spirit of game prevail. I'm sure we are going to experience again the triumph and glory of sportsmanship in this great event. Jai Hind, once again, all the best to all the countries and all the people involved in the spirit of game.
तेरे साथ तिरंगा है, ये विजय का उद्घोष है। तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, अब जीत को अंजाम दे।
एक खिलाड़ी दुनिया के किसी कोने में हाथ में तिरंगा लेकर के दौड़ता है, सारे हिंदुस्तान में ऊर्जा भर देता है।
वहाँ एथलीट्स दम लगाएंगे, आप यहाँ से हौसला बढ़ाओ। चीयर फॉर इंडिया।
Over to the host of the program, Nitish Arora.
Thank you, Shalini, and welcome listeners. I'm sure this Olympic Games are going to be historic ones. Historic for India, as India is basically aiming to touch double-figure marks as far as medals are concerned.
Olympic history, a peep into the past.
Talking about history of Olympics, Olympic Games can be classified into two, the modern Olympic Games and the ancient one. So when we are starting today's program, why not first talk about the ancient Olympics? The ancient Olympic Games were actually religious and athletic festivals. These were held every 4 years and these were held in the sanctuary of Zeus in Olympia, Greece. There were various competitions in this event and these competitions were among representatives of several city-states and kingdoms of ancient Greece. These games featured, that is the ancient Olympic Games, featured mainly athletics, also combat sports such as wrestling, horse and chariot racing were also important fixtures. It is believed that during these games, and this belief is also chronicled in the form of writings, that during these ancient Olympic Games, all conflicts among the participating states were postponed. So there were no wars, only games. And these wars and all conflicts were postponed until the end of the games. The cessation of hostilities between various city-states was known as the Olympic peace or truce. So that is basically the spirit of games and that is basically the spirit of even modern Olympic Games also. But in the ancient times, this truce, the peace or truce, that is the Olympic truce, did allow the religious pilgrims who were traveling to Olympia to pass through the warring territories unmolested because they were protected by the original spirit of the Olympic Games. The origin of the Olympic Games, that is the ancient Olympic Games, is shrouded in mystery. One most popular myth identifies Hercules and his father Zeus as the progenitors of the games and established the custom of holding them every 4 years. The most widely accepted inception date for the ancient Olympics is 776 BC. This is based on inscriptions found at Olympia. The ancient Olympic Games featured running events, a pentathlon consisting of 5 events which included discus, javelin throw, a foot race and wrestling and jumping also. There was boxing, there was wrestling and equestrian events. Olympic Games reached the height of their success in the 6th and 7th centuries BC, but then gradually declined in importance as the Romans' power and influence in Greece. While there is no scholarly consensus as when the games officially ended, the most commonly held date is 393 AD. So that was all about the ancient Olympic Games.
तेरे साथ तिरंगा है, ये विजय का उद्घोष है। तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, तू ठान ले, अब जीत को अंजाम दे।
एक खिलाड़ी दुनिया के किसी कोने में हाथ में तिरंगा लेकर के दौड़ता है, सारे हिंदुस्तान में ऊर्जा भर देता है।
वहाँ एथलीट्स दम लगाएंगे, आप यहाँ से हौसला बढ़ाओ। Cheer for India.
#Cheer for India.
Jai Hind. I am Arvind Madhok, President of Indian Bodybuilders Federation. I would like to convey my good wishes to all the athletes participating in upcoming Olympics at Japan. Win maximum medals for our country, India. Take care, be safe.
We now move on to the next segment of this program, and that is Know Your Sport. And today we are taking an Olympic sport, kayaking and canoeing. Sports can be leisure, sports can be fun, but sports can also be profession. If you want to take those sports seriously, you should know what that sport is all about. An unusual sport for Indians because not very many Indians take to this sport, and the sport is kayaking and canoeing. And I have with me Nidhi. She is a player of kayaking and canoeing. She has represented India at various forums, represented her state, which is Delhi, at national events. And to my surprise, when she came this morning, she told me that she has represented the team of New Zealand also in the sport. Nidhi, welcome to this program.
Hello everyone. It is a pleasure to be here.
Kayaking and water sports in Delhi. Delhi is not having very many water bodies.
Right.
So tell us, where are these facilities available in Delhi?
In Indira Gandhi Stadium and in Bhalaswa Lake and Sonia Vihar.
Only 3.
Oh yeah, only 3.
So Nidhi, let us come straight to the topic, which is Know Your Sport. And we're today talking about kayaking and canoeing. I hope that there are listeners who know it, but then the listeners who absolutely do not know about this, introduce them to this sport.
Firstly, kayaking and canoeing is a water sport. For kayaking and canoeing, we need different kind of gears and different kind of boats like spray deck, pedals, life jacket, helmets for safety. And in kayaking and canoeing, there are 2 different types of boats. Like kayak is some kind of boat we used to paddle like with double pedal. And in canoe, we used to paddle with single bladed paddle.
Okay, kayak is a boat wherein you need hand pedals.
Hand paddle and foot rest.
And in canoeing, you have
Only hand paddles. Single bladed hand paddles.
single-bladed hand paddle. And is this a boat wherein the athlete slips inside the boat and only the upper body is visible?
Right.
It's like that kind of boat.
Right. Kayak.
Kayak is that kind of a boat.
Yes.
So what are the kind of competitions that are there in this?
At national levels, there are same kind of events which athletes performed at Olympic levels like canoe sprint, kayak sprint, canoe slalom, or you can say dragon boat, canoe polo, and so on.
Let's take it one by one. Canoeing sprint. What is that? And is it an individual sport or a team event?
Canoe sprint is an Olympic sport. It is just like a normal sprint race in which you need to reach the finishing line with the help of canoe or kayak boat without any obstacle over a designated distance in their allotted lanes. And it requires high level of hand speed and energy. The boat that crosses the finishing line first, without any violation of rules, gets declared as the winner.
So this is in a flat water?
Yes.
Flat stretch of water?
Yes.
Maybe preferably a lake.
Yeah, lake, yes.
Fine. And there are individual competitions and team competitions also?
You can do this as individual and double too with the partner.
So it's like the team is of 2.
Yeah.
And if
single is
solo or
called
two?
K1
K1.
and double is called K2.
What are the distances?
100 meter, 200 meter, 500 meter, 1000 meters, 2 kilometer, 10 kilometers, marathon also,
And marathon stretches to
23 kilometers,
23 kilometers.
Yes.
So what is the event that you participate in?
500 meter,
500 meters.
single in Delhi Olympics.
So we are now introduced to kayaking sprint. And how is kayaking sprint different from canoeing sprint?
It's quite same. It's totally same like canoe and kayaks, but boats are different.
Okay.
Only difference it's boat and pedal.
Fine.
Yes.
In kayaking, you have to do the foot paddling.
Right.
And in canoeing,
with the help of footrest, we just pedal kayak. And in canoeing, we just use our knee power, knee strength and hand power.
hand power. So this must be a very costly sport.
Yeah, it's quite costly.
And do you need to have a personal equipment for this?
No, sometimes athletes use their personal equipments, but SAI or government helped us to give some equipments to practice and to compete in the competitions.
So apart from these sprints, what are the other events in kayaking and canoeing?
So canoe polo.
Canoe polo. This is must be a team thing.
Yeah, it's a
So-
team thing with the 5 players of team.
And you have to score a goal.
Yes.
Tell
As
us something about canoe polo.
the beauty of this sport is that you can enjoy 3 or 4 games in one. You can be a good swimmer, you can be a very good athlete, and at the same time you can enjoy kind of handball game. And it's give you 3 times more strength than whatever you were playing on ground. Canoe polo is an aggressive sport by nature, needs quick thinking and action.
And how many players are on each side?
Each team has 5 players on the pitch who compete to score in their opponent's goal, which is suspended 2 meters above the water. The ball can be thrown by hand or flipped with the paddle to pass between players and shoot at the goal.
Basically, you try to catch the ball with hand.
Yeah, with
Okay.
the hand or with the paddle also.
Okay. And then you get hold of the ball and then throw it for the goal.
Yes.
So there must be positions offside,
Right,
onside.
center, right inside wing, left inside wing, and goalkeeper. There are 5 positions. Every player having their position.
So friends, normally when we talk about canoeing and kayaking, what comes to mind is that it's an individual sport, or maybe perhaps as Nidhi told us in the beginning that the team event consists of 2 athletes. But then you have this another match thing, which is canoe polo.
Right.
I think I'm introduced to this for the first time. What other events are there in kayaking and canoeing?
Dragon boat.
Yes,
Dragon boat is quite famous in China. It is a watercrafted that is shaped and decorated as a Chinese dragon. It is an Asian and world level sport. Mostly there are 22 members in standard racing dragon boat. A steersman, a drummer, and 20 paddlers, or you say sailors.
I was about to come to that. A drummer. Drummer is so very important in it.
Drummer is the soul of a dragon boat team. He guides the paddlers to paddle at the same speed or pace.
So you kind of follow the rhythm of the drum.
Right.
And if you go fast, the pedals goes fast.
Right, exactly.
So that is quite an exciting game. In this particular sport, what are the events that we have participated in?
At Asian level, we used to participate like in K1, K2, in canoe polo at Asian level, or dragon boat also at Asian and world level, and canoe sprint, canoe slalom.
What is canoe slalom?
Canoe slalom involves paddling as fast as you along a stretches of rapid water, up to 300 meter long, passing through numbered gate. There are 2 types of gates, red and green. You can either choose to canoe alone or with a partner. Gates are placed both upstream or downstream and must be completed in the right order and direction. Penalties are added if you miss a gate, touch one or go through in the wrong direction.
This is all about conquering those rapids.
Right.
So, what are the events that you have participated in?
Cano
And what
polo,
else?
cano sprint, dragon boat, whitewater kayaking, and cano slalom.
What is whitewater kayaking? It's not an Olympic sport.
No, it's not an Olympic sports. But once you try paddling rapids, you experience a completely new dimension. There is always something new waiting for you on the river. Some kind of challenge. Whitewater is never the same. And there are so many features you can play with. Surfing a wave, playing in a roll, dropping into waterfall. You will never get bored. Another very important feature of this sport is it comes in handy during rescue operations.
For a beginner who wants to take this sport, let's say in Delhi, where are the facilities available?
Indira Gandhi Stadium,
Indira Gandhi Stadium.
Bhalswa Lake.
How does one take admission to this? Is it open to everybody?
Yeah, it is open to everybody. Just go and visit. Just ask with coaches and other people like officials that I want to join like this, and swimming is must. Yes.
So you need to know your swimming first.
Right.
I think we have done good service to this particular game. Now no hindrance is there. If you have got any interest developed after this interview, you can straight away hit the internet and know more about this sport. Thank you so much, Nidhi, for coming here in the studios.
Thank you, sir.
Players profile.
Shot putter Tajinder Pal Singh Toor was born on 13th November 1994 and he holds the outdoor national record for India, which is pegged at 21.49 meters. He was born in Khosa Pando village in Moga district, Punjab. Hailing from a family of farmers, he switched from cricket to shot put at the insistence of his father. Toor qualified for the Tokyo Olympic Games by throwing 21.49 meters at the Indian Grand Prix 4th edition on June 21st, 2021, clearing the 21.10 entry standard. This throw also rewrote the national as well as Asian record.
Players speak, those who matter the most.
तजिंदर जी, हमें बताइए कि कैसी प्रेपरेशन है आपकी और क्या उम्मीद
तो मुझे भी है, बाकी भगवान के हाथ में है, उस दिन कैसा दिन होता है।
कॉम्पिटिटर्स किनको मान रहे हैं आप?
कंपटीशन तो पूरा होगा।
तो तैयारी के लिए अब तक आपने क्या कुछ किया? क्योंकि हर पूरे 4 साल ही मेहनत के होते हैं, लेकिन आखिरी साल में कुछ ज्यादा दम लगता है। तो क्या कुछ कहाँ आपने ट्रेन किया और कैसी तैयारी है आपकी?
सर, प्रेशर तो देखो होता है, 4 साल बाद गेम्स आती है, थोड़ा अपसेट होता हूँ, फिर बूस्ट अप होकर लग जाता हूँ। फिर कोशिश है अभी अच्छा करेंगे।
और फील्ड में बाकी खिलाड़ियों से क्या उम्मीद है, कुछ बताना चाहेंगे? क्योंकि सबके साथ आपने ट्रेन किया होगा लगातार। हम
नहीं, अभी फिर गेम ने बूस्ट करना शुरू किया है, इस बार रिजल्ट अच्छे होंगे सभी के।
तो आपको क्या लगता है कि कितने मेडल्स भारत लाएगा?
15-20 तो चाहिए ही। ये तो सर उसी दिन रिजल्ट पर पता चलेगा अभी क्या होता है क्या नहीं, पर लगता है इस साल रिजल्ट बहुत अच्छे आएंगे।
जिस तरह से इस वक्त पूरा देश सपोर्ट कर रहा है खिलाड़ियों का, इससे आपको क्या लगता है कि मनोबल कैसे बढ़ेगा और आने वाले दिनों में भारत में खेलों का भविष्य क्या है?
अभी जैसे सर खेलो इंडिया आ रहा है, इसके साथ यंग नया टैलेंट उभर कर आ रहा है, उन्होंने आगे आकर सीनियर बनना है, वही रिजल्ट अच्छे देंगे। आने वाले टाइम में इंडिया का लेवल बहुत अप होने वाला है।
आकाशवाणी और ऑल इंडिया रेडियो के लिसनर्स को कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप अपने मुंह से?
आप कसरत करो, फिट रहो। थैंक यू
सो मच।
Olympics from past to the present.
You just heard the first episode of our new series, The Saga of Olympics, Past to Present, in the series Know Your Sports, presented by Nitish Arora. We welcome your suggestions and comments regarding our programs on our email ID, englishsw@gmail.com. This broadcast came to you on the 24/7 channel of All India Radio Delhi. Please stand by for the next broadcast.